because it is actually fascinating how a gag, you get the middle, the beginning and the end, and Rob knows all about the comedy and how it works, and how a joke works, how a gag works, how a word works in a certain way.
See, a lot of people don't understand when, well, yeah, he told that joke and he wasn't funny. You tell it and it's funny. Why?
Yeah,
because it's the same words.
Perfect example is when Graham used to do the bandana sketch.
Yeah.
Which bandana was getting mixed up with the word banana, and Graham, bless him, Graham, just funny man, funny bones.
Yeah.
Did that bandana sketch, and I'll try and find it and I'll put it on this.
Oh yeah, you can find that. It was,
we will have it somewhere.
And it was his face when I was doing Lily Savage.
Yeah.
I was doing Lily Savage, wasn't I? Says, do the bandana trick, you know. It's I'll go off and get changed. It was a tape recording, but I was doing Lily Savage, telling him how to do this trick. So you get the thing, they got to take it out of the box, right? So, and he's just copying me and going, now you've got to practice palming.
Yeah.
So he's doing it all awkward.
It was funny.
Practicing palming. Remember that palming with the bandana? And he's got a banana that's all crushed up and he's trying to hide it. And look, it's his face that's so...
I'll try and find it. I'll try and find an incident because...
What are we going to do now, Rob? Why don't you show him the vanishing bandana trick? The what? Oh, it's easy, I'll talk you through. Okay. Go and get a little table. Yes. And get the magic cloth. And a yellow bandana. Yes, okay. I've got it. Now tell the audience that you're going to show them the fabulous vanishing bandana trick. I'm going to show you the fabulous vanishing bandana trick. First of all, show them a piece of ordinary cloth. A piece of ordinary cloth. And now show the audience the yellow bandana. And it is a banana. Fold the bandana into two. I said, fold the bandana into two. And now, fold the bandana into two again. Are you sick? Fold it into two again. Okay. Now you've got to look natural and practice palming. Palm the bandana in your left hand. Remembering to keep your hand looking natural. Now unfold the bandana and show it to the audience. If no one believes it's a real bandana, tie it around the neck. You want this wrapping around your neck or yeah, okay. Hold the bandana in your teeth and pick up the four corners of the cloth. Holding the cloth in your right hand, take the bandana in your left hand.
1 minute, guys.
Letting it fold into the creases that you made previously. Place the bandana into one of the openings in the cloth. Now feel the bottom of the cloth, showing that the bandana is inside. But we both know that it's not really there because you palmed it. Rosalind, remember palming? Now, take the two corners of the cloth and let it fall open. The bandana has disappeared, and you know what? The audience will be amazed.
Because what I'm getting at when you're on about how people tell jokes, I mean, when Graham did the bandana sketch, it was just laugh out loud. But when Jeremy Beadle did it, well, I just get it won't fit in my hand.
Well, strangely, 90% of my act, most of it I'd written, has been put on different pantomimes. It's been nicked. People nick it, put it on there. But they don't they don't get laughs with it.
It's always, well, like the stool.
Yeah.
The stool routine, there you go, perfect example. And I'll see if I can find the stool routine and chuck that on as well. And other people do the stool routine. And it's the same in my business as well, you know. I will invent a sketch, I will think of a sketch, and other hypnotists will nick it and do it really badly, and then see me and say, oh, he copied him. You know, and it's just the way it goes, mate, unfortunately, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can't copyright.
You can't, you know, you can't do it, but it is all about the delivery. I mean, Bernard Manning, love him or hate him.
I love
Bernard Manning. Bernard Manning's delivery was just the best I've ever heard. Bernard Manning and Charlie Williams.
And he could sing for England.
Yeah, I love Charlie Williams.
Charlie Williams is a great bloke.
Josh White was good as well. He was the other black comedian, wasn't he? But I mean, some of the old boys. But then you got Jim Bowen. How the fuck did Jim Bowen get away? How did Jim get away with it? But he was a lovely man, Jim.
He was a lovely man.
He was a lovely man.
Like Sid Little, lovely man.
Oh, Sid. Oh, I love Sid to bits. Absolutely adore that man. Absolutely brilliant guy. But Bernard, yeah, he had some material now that you can't use and nobody's going to hear anymore, which is fair enough. But his delivery as a comedian, unbelievable.
Fellow running down the street. Where are you running from? He says, a lion's escaped from the zoo. Which way did it go? Do you think I'm fucking chasing it?
Look at the size of the bollocks on that dog.
Yeah.
Bernard, look, you know, lovely man. Lovely man.
And he wasn't racist, funnily enough.
No.
I knew him really, really well.
Well, he gave a load of money, didn't he, to that
A school.
And
they invited him round to watch the kids playing the music, and then all these kids came out and they were playing kazoos. And he said, what are they playing? He says, kazoos. He says, where's the instruments, the trumpets and the bloody drums? And they've got no costumes. He said, it's a very poor area, this, Mr. Manning. We haven't got that sort of money. Right. And he went to his car and he came back with a roll of notes like that.
Yeah.
Get them instruments and get them things. And if you say where that came from, I will deny it till the end of the time. You will ruin my career.
But
and these kids were all little black kids.
yeah, I was going to say it was predominantly an Asian or a foreign school, wasn't
They
it?
were, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You don't read that though, do you? You don't read about that. You know, you don't.
it's
read
not
that.
news, is it?
Not news.
Nobody wants to be nice stuff. They don't want to hear the nice stuff. They go, oh, he did this wrong.
Yeah,
Right.
he said this, he said that.
Ah.
I love Bernard.
Yeah.
I remember Bernard Manning, right, at the Futurist Theatre. And, come on down, Ken, come down. Come and watch it. All right, Bernard, I'll come down. Yeah, I'll come down. And I was sat in the dressing room, and he's sat in his wife fronts. There's that rubbing fucking cream, Sudocrem or something in his legs. I said, I've got to do this, stop my fucking legs from chaffing. And we were sat in Tom and Bob's dressing room, Cannon and Ball, because Cannon and Ball were doing 6, 10, 8, 40. Bernard was doing Sundays.
Right.
So we sat in Tommy's dressing room and he'd written on the mirror, to the balls you can always go back to welding, love Bernard.
You can always go back to welding.
Brilliant. So, Bernard always went on stage, didn't he, with a fag and a pint. Always had a fag in his hand. So he says, I said, do you want a seat in? I said, no, you're all right, Bernard. I went down with my mate. I said, well, just stand at the side, you're all right. I watched that because I might not be staying, the full length. I said, but, aye, all right then. Well, at the time, when I was younger, and I point this out when I was younger, I used to smoke a bit of wacky-backy.
Oh.
So, in those days, I had this machine where you could make a joint and you could do it like a normal cigarette. So it looked like a fag.
Right.
So I'd roll like 15 fat and I'd put them all in my silk cup thing and all of it, and have them in my pocket, yada. So I could have a biff when I wanted one. So on the side of the stage, Bernard forgot his fags. It was nearly coming up to the end of
I've
his
not
show.
heard this story, but I know where it's going.
So I'm stood at the side, and Bernard had no fags left. It was near the end of his show. And he said, Ken, have you got a fag? Have you got a fag, Ken? I said, yeah, Bernard, not thinking whatsoever. So yeah, Bernard, there. And he's on stage, and he's got this fag, and he's like, anyway. And he said that I can't say the jokes now, obviously, because of the P word and all the rest of it. But he told this joke, got a laugh. Anyway. Told the same joke again. Anyway, alright, we're going to slice the bollocks on that dog. This man walked into a pub and he could smell dog shit. Then he told the other joke again that he just told twice, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, get him off that stage. And Steve was his manager at the time, said, Steve, I've given him a spliff, so get him off. And it was off his tits. And he came off stage wobbling. What the fucking hell was in that fag? So I'm so sorry, Bernard. I'm so, and he could smell it as well. He could smell that Bernard was having a joint on stage.
Oh, fantastic.
That was funny.
Oh, yeah.
He was a funny man. But again, people with funny bones. Bobby Ball had funny bones.
He did.
Bobby Ball.
He was a weird guy off stage, but he was a funny, he did have funny bones. There's no two ways about it.
Well, he was at a party with Alice Barry. And Bob's telling us about Yvonne had been really, really poorly. And it was the way he was telling it and the way he was looking at you. I was laughing. He was trying to tell me that Yvonne was really ill.
I know.
But it was the way he was coming in. Funny man. And Graham
is
funny bones. Graham, funny bones. Come on. The story there's two stories that I absolutely love. One of them is the Working Men's Club.
Yeah.
And the other one is when you used to drop Graham off at home.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So, I'm teetotal, you probably noticed. We're both single, by the way, just playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
totally
both single.
Both single. Yeah, absolutely.
What a catch.
We're just
For a pair
couple of old bastards.
Yeah, what a catch for a pair of identical twins who...
What?
Two guys that speak fluent sarcasm. So, in the days when there were five of us, I never used to drive to a gig. I never drove to a gig ever. Because I always used to drive home. I was the designated driver, always. Because I didn't drink. Never have. And Graham and Morris and all, they always used to get pissed. And I'd wait for them, and then they'd get, well, we're going now, Rob. Yeah, come on then. So I would sleep in the car, going to the gig, coming back. But the amount of times, I can't even count the amount of times I've done it, because it just amused me. It just amused me. He would do the same thing, because it amuses him.
Absolutely.
Like ringing me up when I'm dying on the top of a bloody thing, like, oh, this will amuse me.
This will make me laugh.
Exactly. Exactly.
I will find it funny.
So this was probably before the days of the motorways, because it was never, we were never on a motorway. So it was before the 62 and all that we'd be doing somewhere. And he'd be in the back there sleeping, Morris would be asleep, all that. And I just, to amuse myself, I'd just pull up at a house. In a town, not particularly Leeds or where we live, Oldham, Halifax, Yarmouth, anywhere. Didn't matter where it was, I'd just pull up and go, Graham, you're home. Hey, you're home. Right. And he'd get home the boat and he'd get his suit out of the boat. Right, lads, see you tomorrow. Great. And he'd walk up and he'd get his key out and he'd try and put it. He didn't even realise. And he'd come back to the car with that lovely, that childish face and look at me and go, have I moved? Or somebody would come to the door.
Brilliant.
So, that's what, many times somebody would come to the door and go, yes. Oh.
Didn't they recognise him? Because you were pretty famous at the time,
well,
weren't
we
you?
weren't that famous.
Yeah.
And you don't expect somebody off telly to be looking at your door.
Unless it's Shane Ritchie with a packet of washing powder.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was just, yeah, sometimes they do recognise you, but yeah, I just did that so many times. What was the other one you like? Oh, the Working Men's Club.
Working Men's Club.
That's when we'd just come back from Germany. And the van broke down and all that. So we borrowed equipment, but we were in a dressing room. I think it was Lower Houses in Longley, Working Men's Club, I think. So if you picture the scene, the dresser, you've got one step up, a little door onto the stage, which is a platform, isn't it, with the drums and the bingo machine and all that. And in the dressing cupboard, is where people used to store all the old broken chairs, broken this, and just crap that they didn't need anymore, broken tables. And then you move it all out and try and get changed amongst all this. And we had what's called a little Selma Giant which is a tiny little amplifier, only that big, and it was just for tuning up the guitars. That was in the dressing room, so you could tune the guitars right quietly. People use headphones nowadays, but then we had that. So they had all this crap in this room, and there was one of those curtains that hangs off the door, a beaded curtain.
Yeah.
So we folded it double and made it into a grass skirt, because Graham had taken his trousers off, and instead of having white Y fronts, he had these brightly coloured briefs on. I said, "Have you got your girlfriend's knickers on?" He said, "No, these are the new thing, these are, Rob." I said, "Are they? Really?" I said, "Are you going to back for the other team, like, or are you going to work on the other bus?" No, these are the, don't wear Y fronts in it, these are the new thing." I said, "Right. See, put this roller skirt on. There, that looks better now. Now you look good." Right, a couple of weeks ago, a thing with coconuts. Princess Anne. And it's 4 faults, and it was a joke we did. So we sellotaped these 2 coconut shells to his breast. And here, sellotape round there. A wig on that I used to do Tina Turner with. And he's got this grass skirt on. And we're just laughing and saying, "Well, don't you look a twat?" And then I think Morris said to him, "Bet you 50 pence you daren't walk across the stage and do a hula dance whilst they're playing bingo." Now, if you've ever been in a working men's club, it's murder as big a crime.
You don't mess with bingo.
You don't mess with bingo. You don't make a sound.
No.
Excuse me, quiet. Everybody.
You don't mess with bingo.
Playing bingo. So for him to do that would be great. So 50 pence then, which was 10 shilling, which was now 50 pence. It bet him 10 bob. So Carl got the little Selma Giant, opened the door and just slid it onto the stage, turned the volume up, and he plugged his guitar, and he sat with the guitar on his lap with a Coke bottle on the neck. So he started playing the Hawaiian Love tune, which goes like do 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 do, and he's playing this Hawaiian type thing with the Coke neck, and Graham goes out on the stage doing all this with the coconut shells and the thing, and he got to the middle and it just slowed down, and sheepishly he just half smiled and walked sideways back. I said, no, you've got to go all the way across the back again." He says, "No, Rob, they're not playing bingo, they're all stood with their heads bowed, they're having 2 minutes silence for a bloke that's died." So I thought, right, we're going to get paid off here. And it was about 2 or 3 minutes later, knock on door. I think, oh shit, here we go. And this bloke walks in with a tray with 5 pints on it. He says, "That was my dad that died, he'd have bloody loved that." And Graham brought mine because I didn't drink. There you go. Funny story though.
Oh, brilliant.
Lots of fun. I'm going to tell all these stories when we go and do the show about picking.
You must have like a fair few.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a few, but not as. I mean, with the bingo thing in the working men's club, that's where I invented the talking balls, because I was in a working men's club.
Is this the one where you won't get anybody up on stage?
Oh,
That's fucking. I love that one. That's my favourite story
that
about
was in
him.
Manor in Sheffield.
Go on, tell him about it. It's fucking great.
Well, the Manor in Sheffield, sir. Well, there's 2 actually where I didn't get anybody up on stage. Skegness Embassy Centre, Leslie Shepherd, 1991. And so anyway, the Manor in Sheffield, it was a pretty rough club. So there was about 50 people in the audience, something like that. I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, can I have some volunteers?" Nobody, not one. Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't need this. Not one person will go volunteer to be hypnotised, not one. So at the side of it, you had the stage. I was on the stage here, and there was like the stage left. There was the door that went out into the car park. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need some volunteers. Without volunteers, I can't do a show. Still nothing. So right, I'm going to do something on everybody. I'd like everybody to stand up. Please join in. I'd like everybody to stand up. And Bubba was my driver at the time. I said, "Bubba, start the car." "What? Start the car." "Yeah, all right." So Bubba's there, start the car. So I said, "Right, ladies and gentlemen, what I want everybody to do, stand up for me, and slot your fingers like so, bring out your hands in front of me like so, bring out your 2 index fingers like so." And I mean everybody, not just 1 or 2 of you, everybody. Everybody stood there like that with their hands like that, every one of them like that. I said, right, everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. If you open your eyes, it's not going to work. You need to keep your eyes closed at all time, and then the radio mic at time. I said, right, ladies and gentlemen, just keep your eyes closed. Don't at any time move your eyes. Don't open your eyes at any time. Keep them closed. Listen and concentrate. Listen and concentrate. And I just shimmied off the side of the stage, put my microphone on the wall, got in the car, fucked off, and left them all stood there. Left them all stood there.
You didn't get paid before you went on, though.
I got paid before I went on.
Yeah.
And then there was the Embassy Centre in Skeggy. Nobody would get up. Absolutely nobody would get up.
That's why I wouldn't do that job for a living.
It's a bit safer than being a lion tamer. You've no idea if anybody's going to get up or not.
No.
So I did this. Can I have some volunteers? And Bub again was driving for me. And Bub was at the side of the stage. So, and there was quite a few people in there. It was quite busy actually. There's a couple of hundred people in, but nobody would get up because they were really old. It was Skeggy, Embassy Centre. Yeah. So Bub's at the side of the stage. Bub, whoa, run round the front, buy a ticket and get on stage. Oh, I'm going to die in my arse here, Bub. So Bub, bless him, he was a good friend at the time, went round, bought a ticket, stood there. Can I have some volunteers? Oh, yeah, I'll have a go. And then this other bloke got up and came down the stairs with Bub with calipers on. They had like big metal things and a big metal shoe. I thought, well, the Michael Jackson routine's out the window. So I had to do a show with the man with calipers and Bob. And then there was another time at the Hours Club in Enfield. Can I have some volunteers? Nobody. Not one person stuck around there, not one person. So, what am I going to do? This old bloke, it must have been about 70 odd. I'll have a go. Oh, God, it's even worse because I've got one person I've got to give it a go. So going heavy, tired, sleepy, lazy, tired, he went like that with his head. And you're getting really hot, it's a sunbed you're on, he's like that, he's rubbing, he's like that. It's like, oh, this is alright, I can do an hour with this bloke because it's really over. And everybody knew him. So it didn't look as though it was faked or anything because it was a club of working men and everybody knew him.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, you're really funny, oh, Jimmy. And now you're cold and you're freezing, you're shaking. I did about 20 minutes with him and I went round the front of him and he looked at me and he went, how am I doing? Alright.
Oh, brilliant.
How am I doing? Alright, yeah, you're alright.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, your funny stories, I mean...
So where did we meet? I genuinely do not know where we first met.
Was
it in Yarmouth?
It was in Yarmouth. Was it Giorgio's?
I don't know.
It was a Greek
down underneath.
You went downstairs, yeah. You went downstairs.
You were working for...
I was doing the royalty theatre of Peter J.
And I was working for Peter J at the...
Wellington Pier.
I
was doing the royalty.
Yeah.
Peter J is if it wasn't for Peter J, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Peter J and the Jaywalkers.
Absolutely, it was Peter J. For me, it was Peter. What had happened was he bought the Opera House, and my mate Hugh Lennon, bless him, he sadly died as Hugh.
He had
Hypnodog, that's right. And Hugh wasn't doing it anymore. So, cut a long story short, I rang. I think it was Dave McGregor. No, it wasn't. David left. Glenn Hansford. And I said, look, I want to see Peter J. Oh, what for? I said, well, I'm a hypnotist, yada yada. I was only, how old would I have been? 22, 23, something like that. I said, oh, he's in on Thursday. I said, right, I'll come in and see him Thursday at 2 o'clock. Yeah, no problem. So I went down the Opera House. Said to Glenn, I said, Ken Webster, I'm here to see Peter J. And I said, oh, he's busy with his bank manager. I said, right. I said, well, I'll wait till he's finished. No, you'll have to come back another day. I said, I won't. I said, I've got an appointment with him and I'm seeing him. And it was in Rosie O'Grady's, which is a pub. And I looked through the window and Peter was sat in like a little annex with his bank manager like that. So I walked in. I said, are you Peter J? Dressed in black, because Peter always wore black. Are you Peter J? Yeah, why? I said, well, I'm Ken Webster and I've got an appointment to see you in 5 minutes. So I'll wait over there. When you finish, you let me know. And about half an hour later, the bank manager went and I sat straight down. I said, right, we've got a meeting. He said, right, tell me about yourself. So I told him, I said, look, I'm a hypnotist, yada, yada, yada. I'll fill this place, I'll do really well. And he said, I've got to give you a go because you're the cheekiest bastard that I've met in a long while. And then I did the royalty in Yarmouth for him, and then I did. He said, "I've got you a couple of years at the Horseshoe in Blackpool."
Give us some more. Give us some more.
Yeah, a couple of years in Blackpool. That was 37 years ago. So without Peter J was my. He was the man. He got me where I am now.
He is.
Even though I've
And we both learned hypnosis at the same place.
Wilfie Proudfoot.
Proudfoot in Scarborough.
Yeah, Proudfoot. Proudfoot's food store, everything you want and so much more. Proudfoot's food store, live better for less.
I was doing it at the same time. I learnt in Scarborough as well.
Yeah.
But before I even knew you.
Yeah. But we met in Yarmouth it was that dodgy Greek place.
Yeah, it was.
And you were hypnotising somebody in a corner. Probably a bird.
Yeah.
Yep. You were hypnotising somebody in a corner.
Graham used to love it.
And we just sort of met from there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know? And that was it. We just became firm friends after
We've
that.
never done it together though, have we? Never done hypnosis together.
No.
I've done it on my own. I did it just after we finished telling and the lads split up.
That really successful.
That was another success.
That was really successful. Sorry, man.
Fucking hell. Yeah, and I thought, right, well, everybody knows who I am.
Yeah, brilliant. Right there.
So, that's one. Well, that's nice and bright. Woo! That's good.
It's all right. I'm just checking. It's all right.
Yeah, and I went to...
Yeah, you're successful.
And I thought, yeah, well, people recognise me though. They'll know it's one at Grumbleweed. It's not for real. And I was going to do it with the beard and all that. And it was my roadie at the time. And he said, well, you used to do Cher and Tina Turner and you look great as a bird. Why don't you do it in drag? I said, oh, well, nobody's ever done a drag hypnotist.
I wonder why.
Fucking wonder why. So, we invented this character, Jenny Taylor, which reads Jenny Taylor. So, and we went, I thought, well, I want to try it here. I'll do it with an American accent, talk with an American accent, and we'll do it in Benidorm. Fucking hell, did one show. And they were all old people, and I couldn't get any fellas up at all. And it suddenly dawned on me, I thought, oh, they're not going to be hypnotised by a bloke in a fucking frock, are they? Because there's gay connotations going on. I'm knackered. You can't get laughs out of just women. You've got to get laughs out of men as well. And I couldn't get anybody up. And I had this one woman up, and I said, right, it's the Harry Met Sally scene, it's the orgasm scene where she fakes an orgasm. And her husband was in the audience. Well, I've had none of that, wake her up, and took her out. And I got nobody on stage. I said, good night, everybody. I said, get your coat, we're going to the airport. One show did. That was the end of that. Failure cabinet.
What impression have you found the most difficult impression to do and you've just not mastered it?
Eventually get there. I haven't got Trump yet. He's got a weird... He changes his voice, depending on his mood. He pulls his face like that, and then the lips come out.
Yeah.
And it kind of does, and I can't get it right. So it's not right. I'm not lying. It's not good. Nowhere near good. But he goes, I will stop the war in Ukraine, and it goes down at the end, and it's something like that.
Yeah,
I haven't perfected it.
Well,
But I spent a lot of time on Billy Connolly and a lot of time on Victor Meldrew, and I got Victor Meldrew to a T eventually, and then I couldn't get Billy Connolly, and it was another impression.
This is what I was going to ask you. I remember
wanted to do, because it's always easier learning off another impressionist, because he's found out where the tricks are, where the hooks are. I think, it's there, yeah, that's it.
Did you learn any off Les Dennis?
No.
Sorry, Les.
No, I didn't. Rita. No, I didn't learn any of Les. No.
Sorry, you were saying. Sorry, I interrupted there.
It's all right. I don't mind. We interrupt you.
So yeah.
And he says, I want to learn Savile. I'm doing a thing, and I've got to do Savile. So can I hear you do Savile? So I just sat talking. I said, I'll do it for you, but I've got to listen to you because he does a really good Billy Connolly. So I said, I'll do Savile for you. Do Connolly for me, and we both learned each other's impressions in half an hour because they were doing that. And he's going, so this guy. And I thought, fucking hell, yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
Is it it's the exaggeration? It's
Yeah,
the caricature, is it?
Yeah, because I'm just doing a Scottish accent and it's not right. But this is amazing. It goes very quiet at the end.
Yeah, it lengthens the words.
Lengthens words. And once you get into the swing of doing it,
What's pigeons?
a pigeon sitting on the... Look, fucking... I'll be there. Yeah, look, get the camera. The fucking things are sitting on the back. Look, that's scaring them off, isn't it? Look. Pointing at it. Oh, look at this fucking owl. Oh, look at this.
It's making absolutely no difference whatsoever. What a review! So here we have. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm going to set this camera up now.
Yeah.
I had that perfect as well, but I had to get that.
Yeah.
I had to get that.
Funny.
We're alright actually, I think we're alright
there.
Yeah, we're alright there.
Yeah.
Fuck, we've done an hour.
Have we?
Yeah.
No.
We've done an hour. An hour of chatting shit.
We've done an hour.
We've done an hour.
Well,
Exactly an hour.
We're going to have no problems doing 2 hours.
Oh, not at all. Not in the slightest.
We'll
Not at all.
We'll just talk shit.
Yeah. So you're on about. So who's the impressionist then with Billy Connolly?
What do you call him, son?
2 hours later.
And this fella, he comes, and it's his son, and he used to do catchphrase. What's his name? Roy Walker. Roy Walker's son.
Phil. Oh, Mark.
Mark
Walker.
Walker.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah.
And he did a brilliant impression of Billy Connolly. So I'll do the. He did a brilliant one, and mine isn't as good as this. So there's this guy. He's a wee blind guy, you know, and he's outside the railway station, Glasgow, and he sells shoelaces, 50p a pair. And every day the Friday night train comes in from London, and this wee businessman comes out. He always walks to the guy, puts 50p in the tin, walks away. Doesn't he take any shoelaces? The Good Samaritan, I hear you say. Last Friday, however, he walked up to the guy, put 50p in the tin, he's walking away. The wee guy said, "Excuse me!" She says, "Hello." She says, "Aye. Are you the guy that's been putting 50p in my tin for the last 4 years and not taking any shoelaces?" He says, "Aye, that's me." He says, "I'd like you to know they've gone up to 75p. That was the guy. Not very funny, but...
So did you teach Mark Jimmy? And
Yeah.
So you Billy?
Yeah.
Right.
But people miss it. When you hear another impression, like if you're going to do Keith Lemon, I had an impressionist do it, and he says, "What did you think to that?" I was in the audience, and he says, "I'm a bit nervous for you being in the audience." I said, "Why?" He says, "Well, you're like the godfather of impressionists." I said, "No, I'm off book. No, I can do a lot, but yeah. I've never been like that anyway."
Yeah.
So, and he said, "Well, what did you think?" I said, "Well, you missed a bit on the Keith Lemon bit." He said, "Well, what did I miss?" I said, "The lisp." He said, "He hasn't got a lisp." I said, "He fucking has." Has he? I said, "Listen to him carefully. It's back to me in the studio." Studio. And he was saying studio.
Yeah.
Studio.
Yeah.
And he said studio. And he said, "Oh fuck yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you?" "Yeah, I would."
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good impressionists. I mean, Mike Yarwood.
He did a great.
Mike Yarwood.
Mike Yarwood.
I know.
He did a good Harold Wilson, but there again, that was it.
But I tell you, there's another story. There's another one of your stories. Royal Opera House, Scarborough, Terry Hall and Lenny the Lion, and Stu Francis.
Yeah, that's in my book. That.
Yeah.
It's a long story. We were doing practical jokes on each other, but we had a bit of a day out, and we got Terry Hall, who was the worst
Ventriloquist.
But the people, everybody loved it because they had this huge lion, Terry Hall and Lenny the Lion. Oh, heavens, said Murgatroyd. And he had his arm, was one of his arm. So he was using two hands. He had this hand in that one. Sorry, that hand was the head, and this one was the other arm of the lion. But when the lion talked, great big mouth, you could see his mouth moving. He wasn't trying.
He'd hide behind it.
Yeah, he would hide behind it, and he wouldn't say, so what do you do? Well, today I'm going, your mouth's moving. It was like he wasn't even trying, but it was the worst vent ever. So, but he also didn't drink, it was teetotal. Lovely man.
Yeah.
Lovely man. He was gentle as and he was an old school. He used to wear dots in his eyes, and he used to wear stick makeup, you know, proper grease paint and a little bit of lipstick. You know, he was from the old music hall days. And we had this train. We hired the train, and all the cast, the crew, the dancers, and all that were on the train. And we got him pissed, and he was absolutely rat-assed. And champagne. Just have a little bit. We're all celebrating this. Well, I'll just have them. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? And then one of the girls got her boobs out, and oh no, and oh, that was good. And he was the wrong place. But anyway, we got back to the theatre, and he was rat-assed, and he was putting his makeup on. His lipstick was like over here. I said, Terry, you can't go on. I am a pro. I am going on. I am a professional. He said, no, you can't. We can just do a bit longer. Don't worry about it. He said, no, I'm going on. I thought, oh no. So he went on with this fucking lion, and he sits down and he says, so what is on it? And the lion talked, and his mouth didn't fucking move. Because he was pissed. He couldn't move his mouth. He was frozen. So when he came off, he went down, but it had never gone down. Came off, I said, I found the secret to ventriloquism.
Get pissed.
Yeah, get fucking pissed every show.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Oh,
that's brilliant.
Right,
I mean,
man.
my favourite vent, I mean, Sandy Powell.
Brilliant.
Sandy Powell doing the Chelsea pensioner. Jesus, that is so funny. He just Google Sandy Powell ventriloquist. It's so good.
And
Morecambe and Wise.
Morecambe and Wise is live with the vent doll. Is hysterical.
That is
and the other one that is just priceless is Ray Charles with Laura. Oh, silly ass.
Yeah.
Great voice that.
But I think now, I mean, you've got Terry Fater and Paul Zerdin. Paul Zerdin
is very good.
Oh, he's absolutely brilliant, Paul Zerdin. He's so funny. But
I'm into the American guy with what do you call him?
Terry Fater.
No.
Oh no, Ahmed.
Yeah, but I like Peanut. I love the Peanut thing.
I can't remember his name now.
Yeah. Well, it's got a big.
I know what you mean.
Green. He's a space.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Very funny.
But Stu Francis. Stu. It was for me was Graham's funeral. Graham Grumbleweed's funeral, and Rob and I were stood talking to.
I know where you're going with this, and you can't do it.
What? I can't.
Ken, you can't do it. No, you can't do it.
Stu, if you watch this, I'm really sorry.
No, you can't do it. No, you can't do it. No, you're not going to do it. Fuck off. So stop. We'll do it when we do the live show. All right?
All right.
No.
Right, okay.
Okay. Tell about if you want to do something like that, you can tell about that lovely person with somebody else's teeth. No, but
all right.
Somebody else's teeth.
Rob was doing
Scarborough
Spa with
Graham.
No, it was the other bloke.
Yeah.
He was doing the Scarborough Spa, and Rob said to me, he said, will you go over and just tell that woman she can do an interview with us at the end of the show? I said, yeah, right, yeah, no worries, Rob, yeah, no worries.
Which woman, he said?
Yeah. That woman over there, she's wearing somebody else's teeth. So I said, aye, all right then. So I walked over to this woman and I said, oh, Rob said you can have an interview at the end. And she went, that's fine, Ken. But as her mouth moved, her teeth stayed where they were. It was just, and I absolutely, right in front of her, I broke down. I absolutely broke down because her teeth stayed where they were, but her mouth was, yeah, that's not fun, Ken. I cried.
They're not fastening. They're just floating about.
It's just, she thought, oh, there's some teeth there, they'll do. They're not mine and they don't fit and they're too small for my mouth, but it was ridiculous. And I said to her, I'll never forgive you for that. Ever. I absolutely cried laughing.
Oh.